Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Tuem, and today I'm going to talk with Monroe Cline. She's a professional dancer and actress from the US. Now I'm going to turn off commenting, but you can contribute to the chat using the question mark down below. Let me invite Monroe. Chat. So I've sent the request. Hey
Good
Monroe,
afternoon.
how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day here in LA.
It's actually
Thanks.
nighttime in Cyprus at the moment.
Oh, well, good evening to you. Give the Sunday scaries.
Pardon?
Never the Sunday scaries where it's like getting ready for a big week.
Yeah, and by the way, I noticed that your Instagram page was hacked.
Oh my, it has been a nightmare. You just have to be so careful with your security. It was a huge wake-up call. Luckily, I was able to get it back so quickly because I know a lot of people that it's taken like weeks or even months to get their account back. Some don't even get it back at all. But yeah, it was crazy. Now I'm like very secured in my account to make sure it doesn't happen again. But
Yes, so everyone
I,
should do that for sure. So,
yeah, just so everyone knows, I did not get a new Range Rover. Not selling crypto.
and you're
Do
not
not
into
trust
Bitcoins.
those. Yeah. It was so
You should,
funny. My whole family now has like two-factor authentication on their accounts because it was like a big wake-up call.
yes, but I'm glad that you got it back very fast. So,
Me
Monroe,
too.
I have series of questions ready for you, but
Hit
before
me.
going through them, would you please introduce yourself briefly to our viewers?
Yes. Well, I'm Monroe. I was born and raised in Austin, Texas, family of six kids. And I started dance at a really young age. I rebelled in like fourth grade with gymnastics, but then I went back into dance full force in high school and went into a pre-professional program at the Edge out here in Los Angeles when I was 18. Started dancing professionally from there, and then I fell into acting really quickly. I'd always acted as a kid in Austin and did commercials, but dance kind of was like a full-time job for me growing up because I competed and was just traveling around the country for competitions and stuff. But yeah, once I moved out to LA, I really fell into acting, and I actually got my first lead role out here via self-tape, before self-tapes were the norm. And that kind of just got me started, and I got with an agent out here, and it's been really good. I feel like dance and acting complement each other really well, and I'm just I love them both equally, and it's my favorite thing to do is just perform and met
And
so many
when was
great
the
people.
time exactly you noticed that this is more than a hobby to you and something really big is happening?
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's more than just a hobby, but I feel like I've learned so much about myself through dance and acting. Like it's really shaped who I am as a person. Like for dance, definitely the discipline aspect, but also like growing up, I was very academic and like focused on getting good grades. And like if I got less than an A plus, I would cry, you know? But it's really helped me tap into my creative side. And acting as well has just allowed me to access different parts of myself that I normally wouldn't address in day-to-day life. It's really cool. It's like therapy.
I see. And you have been in many music videos, and I noticed although their music genre were different, you kind of had your own signature dancing with different genre, like in rock, in hip hop, in pop
Yeah,
music. So how do you do that? How do you manage that?
it's so funny. My very first job out here in LA after I graduated my dance program was Eminem. I remember like going in and auditioning for that, and they had me like rapping and dancing at the same time. Like his music. So that was the first job I ever did out here, and it kind of sent me off into like a music video marathon. Like my mom always jokes I was the music video queen. which was really fun. Like I've definitely done a big variety of music videos, which it's really cool doing music videos because it's a different story, and then like every time it's just something new, and you get to meet so many great directors. There's so many great music video directors. Hannah Lux Davis is one of them. Richard Lee. For the Eminem one, I got to work with Marty Kudelka, who's one of my favorite choreographers. Yeah, I mean, variety is the spice of life, and music videos definitely give you some variety.
So, is there any music genre that you didn't try yet?
Um,
Because you
I
have
guess, I
been,
mean, I haven't really done any country music video. Oh, Casey Musgraves.
yes.
She's somewhat country. I consider her more pop now. I guess I haven't really done any like R&B, soul, which is music I really love. Yeah, I guess I haven't really done any R&B yet, so maybe that's coming up this year. Maybe I'm
Yes,
just playing around seeing
looking
where it
forward to that. Yeah, that would be nice. But
goes.
which one of them was the most challenging for you?
um, that's a hard. I mean, I won't name names, but there was one video in particular that I was on point, and it was like it was for a rap music video, but I was dancing ballet. And it was like a 16, 18-hour day, and it was freezing. And when you're dancing, it's really hard to get warm when you're like shivering, and it's really important that your muscles are warmed up so you can dance properly, especially in point shoes when you're doing ballet and like flexible, like you cannot go into that with cold muscles. So yeah, that video in particular was a challenge. But luckily I was surrounded by a lot of friends. Like that's what's so great is when you're on a music video with a lot of dancers that you know, you can have such a fun time like playing cards. I remember one time I was on a video and we had no reception, so we just all did yoga together. It was great. We were so unplugged, and you meet so many wonderful people.
I see. And I've seen you also in the scary movies, and
Oh yeah.
you were mostly victim in those movies, right?
With who? Sorry.
You were mostly the victim in those movies. I mean, the
Yeah,
character.
I'm usually the victim. Um, I guess I'm good at being scared. I'm really good at being scared. Um, One day, I mean, the most recent movie I did in the horror genre called Teardrop, I'm actually not the victim. I
Okay.
am the one of the villains, which is really cool. I play a ghost that is haunting the hotel, and she has all of the souls of the past victims living inside her. But she's actually one of the scarier characters in the film, which was really cool change for me. I got to be the villain.
And do you have any physical performance in this movie, or no? It's just
Um, no, this was purely acting. There was no dance involved. Um, yeah, but I mean, any role where I can act and dance at the same time is just like chef's kiss. That is the dream. Like,
exact.
um,
That's what I was thinking. That you are perfect for such a role. Like, for example, have you watched Malignant movie?
which one?
Malignant.
Oh,
Marina. Yeah, yeah. You've seen?
oh, yeah, yeah. I actually haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of physicality involved.
Yes, yes, Marina Mazepa did a great job there. And I was thinking, okay, well, with a similar role, you can totally nail it for sure.
I would
I'm waiting
love
for such a role.
in that like I would love to do an action role, even not even necessarily dance. Although there are a lot of dance films coming out, especially in recent years, like with West Side Story, and I was in the Prom where I was dancing in that movie. Like an action role where I could be like a superhero, like Catwoman or something. That would be so much fun because I've done a bit of stunt training too, and so I'd love to put that to use one day.
I see. And by the way, guys, you can use question mark down below to ask your question from Monroe. I already received some question. Malik asked, what's next for you, Monroe? What's the next project?
Yeah, so at the moment, I have a short film coming out called The In Between. It's going to be released to festivals, but I'll post the movie poster again. But basically, I play a girl with ALS syndrome, and she goes to the afterlife, and she has to decide whether she wants to um, move on and leave Earth, or go back to Earth and still have ALS but be with her family. So yeah, that was really fun to film. We filmed it out here up in like the Los Angeles forest, so that was really cool. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one. And then I have Don't Worry Darling coming out later this fall. It was directed by Olivia Wilde. I'm acting and dancing in that one, which is really cool. Dina Thompson was the choreographer. Got to work with Florence Pugh. She's lovely. We did some ballet. Yeah, I'm super excited for that one because that is a theater release.
Yes, you mentioned about this movie, Don't Worry, Darling. And
Yes.
as you said, Olivia Wilde was the director. So how did you find her as director? Because we know that she's a great actress, and we've seen her in front of camera. But what about as a director? What was your
She's
experience?
she's so hands-on, and she's so lovely to work with, very relatable. She cares so much about every single person on the set. Um, and it was really fascinating to watch her because she's also acting in the movie. So we did a scene and she was acting as one of the lead characters, and then she just slides on her Nike flip-flops and turns into director mode just like that. It was really cool to watch. I've seen Jim Cummings, another director I've worked with before. He did that as well. Led his entire film the beta test and then switched into director mode. It's like I'm so impressed when they can just switch roles like that, because as a director you're thinking about a million things, and then to just compartmentalize it all and be an actor, I'm in awe of that. He's great.
So you should be totally pro in order to switch like that, as you mentioned.
Yeah,
And,
skill.
and about that movie, Prom Night, I've seen that many stars were in it, like Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
What was the experience there in that movie?
that was so fun. It felt like I was at summer camp because I was in a lot of rehearsals with the dancers, and we all got really close. I still am in contact with all of those dancers. And yeah, we shot that right before the pandemic. I remember we shot the final scene with like 300 people on set, like the day before LA shut down, which was crazy. But it was such a treat to work with Meryl and James Corden and Nicole Kidman, because they had to come to our dance rehearsals, and so we had to help them like learn all the dance moves. But yeah, Meryl Streep in particular, it was cool to watch because she's so herself. Like right before the cameras start rolling, it's just seamless. She doesn't make any change. She'll be in a conversation with someone, and then it's almost like she's continuing the conversation with that person after action. So that was just like a treat to watch her.
Yeah, these actors, of course, they had dancing in their resume for example, I don't know, such similar movies. But at the end of the day, they are not pro dancers. So, how
Right.
challenging is that for you to teach them, for example, how to do the choreography?
I mean, it was mainly the choreographer, Casey Nicola, and his assistant, Jack Sippel, worked with them, but they kind of got to like pick and choose which dance moves they really did full out. We were obviously like doing all the moves like take after take, but because they were also acting and singing, it was almost like being their backup dancers a little bit, like on stage with Britney Spears, but she like does the moves halfway, kind of that vibe. But I was really impressed by them. They're smart people. They picked it up quickly.
That's cool. And in general, for example, let's say you are dancing with a partner and he or she is not a pro dancer. So do you have any move or any trick to make him or her more confident dancing with you?
Yeah, I think the best tip, because I've taught dance privates actually for non-dancers, And the best tip I'll give them is to just not care what they look like, because as soon as you start thinking about what you look like, you overthink. And overthinking is like the killer of joy and the killer of cool dance moves. So just have fun, and confidence is key is my best tip for non-dancers.
That's so true. And I've noticed, by the way, on your Instagram page that you and Ava Michelle are following each other. Did you have any common project together?
So no, we actually used to take ballet together at the Edge, my old dance studio where I trained at. So we met through dance. We actually haven't worked together, but she's been doing so well. She was on The Tall Girl 1 and 2 on Netflix. And then we
Yeah, yeah.
also have a mutual friend, Chloe East, who's an actress as well. So we both were at her bachelor party. So we have a lot of mutual friends. I mean, it's always a really small world with dancers that are also actors. You kind of end up knowing everyone at some point. But yeah, we met in dance class.
Yeah, someone named Tasha asked about Ginger, the cat.
My
Yeah.
cat. So
Yeah,
if I'm looking down a lot, it's because I've been petting my cat. You can probably hear her like purring, but
it's
just
so
giving
cute.
her some TLC.
Yeah, and by the way, I received one comment from one of the followers about are you going to interview Amanda Seyfried? Because that's what you get a lot or not, by the way, that you two are lookalike.
Oh my gosh! So I recently worked with her on The Dropout, which was really cool. I played her roommate. Um, um, and the only person that's told me that before was my voice coach when I was like 18. She was like, you and Amanda Seyfried have similar energy, but she meant like our energy, but I guess looks wise I could see that too. One of my good friends, Paige, looks exactly like her. But I'll take it. I take it as a compliment. I think she's the best. So talented too.
Yeah, and among all your projects, I know you've done commercials, you've done music videos, short movies, movies also. So among all of them, which one of them is your favorite? I know it's a hard question maybe, but
Ooh. Oh man.
one you can choose for dancing and one for acting.
Okay, okay. That's okay, sure, sure. Oh my gosh, that's so hard. I really enjoyed filming the prom a lot, just because of the rehearsal process. So that one for dancing. And then for acting, the most recent one, I shot The In-Between because it felt like camp. It was a very small crew, but we really got to curate and like work on creating a story because it's very personal to the director because one of her close family members also had ALS. So I was just honored to be able to tell that story. And yeah, I'm just so excited for that film to be released. And it was really special because it's not like going to be out in theaters or anything yet, but the process was really special.
I personally know you from Lana Del Rey music video. That one
Oh
is
man!
also very
Oh, okay.
interesting.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that process was really amazing. When I made a really good friend on that set, my friend Haley, and they rented out an entire drive-in movie theater and filmed it with like they filled it with 50s cars, which was just awesome. You felt like you had been transported in time. So that was really cool. Yeah, and of course meeting Lana Del Rey. She called me a bitch, like kidding, but I was like honored to be called a bitch by Lana Del Rey.
And
Because
it
I
was
stole her
funny
boyfriend
because
in the video.
yeah, so you were cheating on her, so that's what you get after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But you know, actually, the her date was cheating on her. I mean, her character. But
I know.
it's not fair, even, you know.
Yeah, technically I wasn't the one at fault.
Exactly.
It was her boyfriend. That one was directed by Rich Lee, so he's one of my favorite music video directors. He also did the Eminem video.
Oh, okay.
Venom. That was my first video out here.
Yeah, I
So
see.
it's such a small world, like especially with music videos.
Yeah, and by the way, we have a fun challenge on our page named Crazy Eyebrow. We lift one eyebrow up and keep one down. Can you do that?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can only lift this one, but oh, you're so good at it. Wait, how
Yeah.
do you have any tips before I try? What's your tip?
First you can just keep one down with your finger and try like that. But I've done it since childhood. That's why I don't even remember how I
Let's see
started
if
doing that.
Ginger.
I'm not a good person to ask for tip for that. Okay,
She
Ginger,
doesn't
maybe.
really have eyebrows, but I can do both. This one
Both.
kind of. I'll have to work on that over the summer. New project.
Okay, so I will check on that. So it will be
Special skills.
yeah. So, Mara, would you like to add something, maybe something related to the commercial ads that you have been into, or even your short movies?
Um, gosh, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I I mean, as far as like upcoming ones or ones I've worked on in the past.
Yeah, by the way, I'm also checking the questions of,
Oh yeah, no worries.
yeah, yeah. So you were saying? Sorry, I was checking those questions.
Oh, no worries. I mean, yeah, commercially, uh, none right now, none at the moment. Commercials kind of come out of the blue. Those get casted really quickly. So usually, like, you'll go out for a commercial and then you'll find out like a couple days later, and then shoot like the next week. So very quick turnaround.
And how do you like doing that? Is it fun to do commercials or not?
Commercials are fun. I definitely prefer like being on a film or TV set because you really have more time to be invested in a role. And yeah, I feel like it's way more personal and you have a lot more creative freedom like on a theatrical set rather than a commercial set, for sure.
Yeah, but that vacuum cleaner was very interesting. That
Oh
one,
my
you were
gosh!
dancing like a
Yeah,
ballet.
yeah, yeah. That was my first ballet commercial out here. Um, and I remember it just being so last minute, and I'm so glad I did it because it turned out lovely. Like the filming looked great, and I got to do pirouettes while vacuuming, which you don't get to do very often in front of people.
Yeah, and guys, please keep sending your questions. I'm reading all of them. I will for sure share the interesting ones with Monroe. And someone asked about Gold Bond commercial. What's that one? I
Oh yeah, so that one I shot before I moved out to LA even. So I was like 16 in Austin, and I remember my whole dance team auditioned, and then me and my ballet teacher got a call back, and then we ended up going in. But I was like the youngest girl on set. That was my first real commercial experience, and I was like, yes, I want to do this all the time. It was a big reason why I was like inspired to move to LA, just to do more of that. Um, that's funny. Yeah, that's way back. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I have never seen that one either, but
Yeah,
so it should
you
be
don't
a
need
real fan.
it's it's no big deal that one.
And how do you like doing short movies in general?
Um, Shorts are really nice because if they don't have a big budget, they can really perfect every single shot and every single scene and make it the best it can be because it's so short in length. You can make it really great quality. And for me, I think quality over quantity. You can make like a mediocre feature or you can make an excellent short. And I prefer to make an excellent short and have my name on that than a feature that's just slapdash, not as good as it could have been.
Totally agree with you. And is there any specific one that you want to name that you were very happy doing that?
One that I did when I first moved out here was called South of Crescent City. And it was about me and my brother who kind of reconnect after our parents passed away. And that was with Daniel Olson, who now is living in New York. He played my older brother, but he taught me to surf for the short film. And we got some beautiful, beautiful shots of us surfing together. Well, me kind of like acting surfing, because I'm not a good surfer in general, but I kind of like faked it till I made it. That one was really great, because if it had been a feature, it just would have been way too rushed, and it turned out beautifully, I think.
Okay, again, one of the people here asked about a Gold Bond commercial, about meeting those dancers. How did it feel?
So random. Yeah, I mean, the Gold Bond was fun. That was back in early days. That was like fetus Monroe. So pretty fun. I'll have to try. Now I want to track it down to find, if you guys are looking, I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
And what is the best way to know what you do these days? For example, Instagram would be a good idea, or other platforms they should follow you.
Instagram, I'd say, is the best way. I do have Twitter, although I don't use it as much as I should. I should really use my Twitter more for communication. But yeah, I'd say Instagram is the best way. And I'm, knock on wood, no longer hacked, so it is reliable.
Yes, and one of the people here just keep messing around with me. It's
Oh
good
no.
that you guys can see.
Oh yeah, I can't see what's going on.
That's one of the reasons I don't open comments, so I can select the good ones. He just keeps asking silly things. The co ask good questions. I share with you. Tasha, thank you. Thank you, those guys who are sending good questions. And please don't say how are you or what's up in those comments, please. So if you have any good last questions from Monroe, please share with us. And that would be very nice. Okay, Monroe, would you like to add something while they want to ask the last question?
I'd say, like, for actors that are also dancers, it's really important to like keep up your dance training and like continue taking class and choreographing. I know classes can be expensive too, so even just like bringing together a group of friends and like dancing together is so great to just keep those tools sharp, because it's easy to get distracted, I think.
I see. And what would be your dream role that you really like to play in movies?
I would love to be a superhero.
It's very interesting, because in my previous shows, many actors answered the same thing. So, yes. So maybe I should be more specific. Like, what kind of superhero you want to be?
Oh gosh. For me, it would be a really fun challenge to be a villain.
A villain.
Like, that would be a fun challenge for me. But just someone that gets to do a lot of like action. I would love to incorporate dance somehow into a role like that.
And what kind of superpower would you like to have?
Oh, you know, The Incredibles, the mom, how she can be super flexible. I think I'd want to do that superpower. And she can like stretch super long.
Yeah, it could be handy for your dancing.
Yeah, I think that one would be the most accurate. Yeah.
I see. So, Monroe, it was so lovely having you on the show. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This was a great, lovely way to kick off the Sunday.
Yeah, I can't get enough talking with you. It was wonderful having this talk with you. And I'm looking forward also to seeing you in different projects, especially horror movies as a villain. That would be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I will be promoting them coming up in the next few months. So just be on the lookout. Stories, speed posts for all of the upcoming new projects.
That would be great. Thanks a lot, Monroe, and
Thank
also
you.
thanks a lot to everyone who joined us tonight. I will share the video on Instagram page and YouTube so that everyone who missed being awake, because many of the followers are around this region, around Cyprus, so they couldn't be yes, so they were
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah,
So
no, it's great. You can watch it later on.
yeah, for sure. I will share the full interview and also I will share the edited version later, the shortened version. So
Awesome.
hopefully everyone
Thank
can.
you so much. Have a great
Thank
rest
you,
of your night.
Mara. Thank you. You too
Bye.
have a wonderful day. See you. Bye bye.